Welcome to our show, Family Matters. Family Matters is a program that's aired on CYC Live every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Each episode deals with a special topic that's related to the family. We recently discussed, for example, dating for teens. And we recently discussed how to date right for older youth. And we discuss a lot of parenting issues. Today is a very special topic because one of our sons, his name is Kevin Butros, a 9th grade student in Nashville, Tennessee, was exposed to physical harm. Not because he's a bad kid, but only because he's a kid. And I would like to discuss today bullying, and I will be very happy and honored to have my friend and son, Kevin, to share with me in a few minutes when he is able to. So, bullying is when a child picks on another child over and over again. Usually children are being bullied are either weak or smaller. They may be shy and they may look helpless. And those bullies usually are those famous kids, or they want to be famous, like a kid who has a TikTok channel, for example. And usually those kids have issues in their families, issues in their personalities, but they want to appear stronger by really coming on and hurting other kids. And bullying is a very common problem. 90% of students in grades 4 to 8 have reported being bullied. 28% of students in grades 6 to 12 were bullied. 20% in grades 9 to 12 experience bullying, like Kevin. In grades 6 to 12, 9% have experienced what we call cyberbullying, which basically someone attacks them over the internet and start writing bad things about him, and one of the kids may decide not to go to school or even hurt himself, commit suicide. Over 160,000 students refuse to go to school each day because of fear of being bullied. This is coming from the National Education Association. 70% of students report having seen bullying. And what bothers me the most about Kevin's story, as you may hear it, that unfortunately many of his friends did not stick up to help him. And unfortunately, that's not uncommon. 70% of kids will not help the person who is being bullied. Actually, 75% of school shootings have been linked to harassment or bullied. So the kid who is bullied or harassed, if he's a bad kid or an evil person or is not supported by his countrymen or helpful people, unfortunately can go off to do something harmful. 86% of students surveyed said other kids picking on them, making fun of them, bullying them is the number one reason why teenagers turn into violence. 64% of students who are bullied do not report it. There are three main types of bullying. The first one is the physical, and that's where our friend and brother Kevin, he was attacked, he was harmed, he was pushed against a vending machine, hurting him, resulting in concussion, skull fracture, coma, but thankfully, he woke up. All of this happened on the 25th of February, and he was alone, and nobody else helped him. Kevin is every kid. Kevin is every one of us. And that's why Kevin is very important. Not only because he is a very good person and we need to talk about him, but because Kevin is in every kid that goes to school. And we need to learn. How can we prevent this from happening? Or how can we respond? And how we as parents help other kids not to be attacked? And what other kids supposed to do when they feel bullied? So the physical is the kicking, the hitting, the biting, the pushing, the choking, the punching. Then the most common is verbal, the threatening, the taunting, the teasing, the hate speech, sometimes electronic and text messages, sometimes a Facebook, social media issues. And then finally, the social. Social bullying is very painful. When a kid is being excluded, which unfortunately can happen even in our own churches, a kid being excluded, they don't want to take him within the group, and all of a sudden, he feels or she feels alone. Majority of bullying happens in or around schools, and that's what happened to our friend Kevin. He was still in the school premises when he was bullied, physically attacked. Usually the teachers are not seeing what's happening. When adults are not watching, unfortunately, bullying occurs. Now, I want to talk a little bit before I bring Kevin, so I don't hurt him by talking so much because he's still recovering. 20% of students report being bullied at school, which means 1 every 5 bullied kids, they were attacked in schools. The school should have been the safest places. And I must say, churches are not the safest place either. There are kids being bullied in churches. There are girls are being called fat. There are boys are called skinny. There are girls are not allowed to be part of a group. And we have boys and girls refuse to go to meetings and churches and schools because they feel excluded, they feel taunted, they feel harmed, they feel attacked, they feel unwanted, they feel rejected. And I'm speaking today for all the voiceless, all those who couldn't speak. I'm speaking on their behalf. So what can we do about it? Number one, we need to rehearse as parents, educators, priests, servants, moms, dads, rehearse what could happen to you as a Kevin if your child is Kevin. Talk to him or to her and tell her, what do you think if you were attacked, you were taunted, you were insulted, came upon people to socially or verbally or even physically abusing you? Rehearse it so they are not completely astonished when that happened to them. Make them understand that bullying is a problem and it's a common problem and it happens to many kids. Make them also understand that they should not feel weak, helpless, or voiceless. They must report what happened. They have to go to authorities, whether a principal, a teacher, a priest, police. Make sure your kids know that there are limits, boundaries, space that no one can cross over. Please remember that there are positive ways to stop bullying, which means your child needs to know that he is not alone. And when that happens, we are all with him or with her. And they also can reach out to those authorities in the nearby. Make sure as a parent or educator or a priest or a servant to supervise the kids when they are together. Unattended groups of children, unfortunately, can invite things that can harm our children. Let me now ask if Kevin can be kind enough to unmute and also open his camera. I'm sure all of you would love to see and hear him. And if he doesn't mind, I'll ask him some questions. And whenever he feels uncomfortable and he wants to not speak, that's fine. So Kevin, thank you so much for joining me. I am so honored to have you, Habibi.
Thank you.
Kevin, I am so happy and thankful to God that you look a lot better, because I want to show some of your older pictures, because I was hoping to know what exactly happened. Can you tell me about your family?
Like my brother's name, Makurida.
Yes.
Steven is the one on the left with the Puma jacket. Yeah. Juju, Justin, he's the one on my lap. That David beside me. My dad is no David Command. That's my mom, Diana.
A lot of D in your family, right? Okay, I don't think Santa Claus is related to you, is he?
Yeah, la.
Very good. And tell me who is in this picture.
That's Justin when he was younger.
Justin.
And Steven.
Very nice. And is that Teta?
Da Mama.
Oh, I can't see her very well. She had the mask on. All right. Okay. And who's here?
That's my dad. And Justin when he got baptized. And then that's me. And then Steven.
You guys are very handsome, all of you.
Thank you.
Where were you here?
At David Buster's for my birthday.
I see. What is your day of your birthday? When were you born?
January 29.
January 29. Very nice. If you don't mind, I'm going to put the picture when you were hurt. And if you don't mind, talk about it. Let me see if I have it. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Is that you?
Yes.
What was wrong with you that day?
I had a broken skull, and my brain was bleeding, like from the inside.
And what happened, Habibi, to reach all of this?
I was walking to class where someone asked me, I think he's in 11th grade, like 2 years older than me. And he asked me if I want to fight him, and I was like, no, I have to go class for Kolida. And then after that, when I tried to, and he keep asking me, and he keep following me, ask me, I keep saying no, Kolida. So he let me walk past him, and when I walked past him, he slammed me into the vending machine. And then after that, my head, like, I couldn't see nothing. Actually, my vision was disturbed. My head was broken.
And what did you do for him to harm you this way?
I never seen him in my life. I didn't even know we go to the same school or anything. Like, I never seen him, or I don't know him, or I heck on.
And how do you feel about it today? I know this has happened February 25, so several weeks later. I'm not asking how do you feel physically, but how do you feel about this incident?
Honestly, I don't know how to say it.
So do you wish him harm? Do you wish that something bad happened to him? Do you hate him?
Honestly, I forgive him. I shouldn't, like, maybe not for him, but someone like have like he wants attention, Keda. Maybe he don't get the attention at home. You know what I mean?
Yes, Habibi, I understand. You are so mature. I mean, I wish I can have your ability to forgive and be mature. How did you reach that level?
Abuna were one of my my old babysitter. She talk about me like forgiveness, where if you don't forgive him, like your heart, like it will not. If you forgive him, you say okay, whatever. But if you like hate him or like hold it in or call it out, you get mad every time where like you struggle.
Wow, that's amazing. I wish all of us learn from you like this. So, Kevin, so many people who are friends of you that you don't know have been very concerned about your health because you were in a hospital, you were in coma, your head has a fracture. How are you feeling now, Habibi?
Right now, I feel better, but I'm still healing.
In what way you are healing? So what are the problems you have now?
Like if I try lay down on my bed while I'm on a couch or something, I could like feel my heartbeat like on my head. Like you know how when you like it's sunny where you could feel like your heartbeat.
Hmm.
I feel it like on my head, my legs, like where I be dizzy if I stand up too much. Where like I don't know.
Hmm. But you are recovering better. You feel like every day is better than the day before.
Yes.
Great. Okay. And are you back to school or no?
Not yet.
Okay. And Kevin, as I was saying before you joined, this thing happened to so many kids and many Coptic kids and non-Coptic kids and good kids and bad kids. It happens so much. What do you, from your experience, is there any advice or lesson you can give to other kids in 9th or 8th grade?
if if someone's bothering you, like not like at the moment, but it's like if every day they bother you, don't just say okay. You have to tell somebody he's bothering me. We'll call it out before something happens to you or you do something like it won't be good.
Hmm. And you said something very interesting. You said maybe this kid is not loved or he has a problem at home. Where did you get to know these things? And um, what do you know about the person who bullies?
Sometimes like how like the only reason he fight me not Ashan like to show I had he just want to record it or post it like on his TikTok. As in on his TikTok he has like a lot of fighting videos. Like he like harms humble kids record it up. So I like what was your question? Sorry.
So my question is, you are answering it. This kid, what? How do people know who is the bully? How do people like characterize the person? What types of character these people have? If from your now bad experience.
Like if you see if he like hangs around with the group where he tries to make himself look bigger than everybody, where like if he's humble, okay, but if he's like saying he's bigger than everyone, where he will fight everyone or make fun of people, that's a shame, like he has a problem or something. But if how humble, like try to make friends easily with Kolida, like you can tell him like he's not a bad person.
And you were saying you are not hating him, but I was reading that a lot of kids who get bullied become violent. They want to hit back. They want to get back to the person. What's your opinion?
If you hate him, that's like, if you hate him, that's like the same way he feels for you. Like you'll be the same as him if you hate him back. But if you like forgive him and move on, even if like, I don't know how to explain it, but if he's like what is it called? Sorry, can you ask the question?
Yes, I can ask the question, but you are amazing. I already loved your answer. I was asking you, how can you stop being hateful or violent towards the person who had hit you and was violent against you without you doing anything? I want to learn from
it. Sorry, my Wi-Fi isn't like perfect right now.
No,
but
you were saying the best is not to hate. But I was reading a lot of kids who got attacked or bullied, they become violent. So how do you prevent yourself from not being violent? You understand?
yeah.
So how do you prevent yourself from not attack back and not being violent?
It's like after that incident, I like was like closer to God. He gave me a second chance in life. Like some people, after that happened to them, they don't wake up again. Or some people in the same hospital still in a coma from the same situation for like 20 years.
Yes.
Like when I start reading the Bible, where praying night, where like I see myself forgiving people.
Yeah. Do you think this is a miracle that happened to you? In other words, from skull fracture, a coma, medically speaking, you were not in a great shape. I am so grateful that I'm talking and seeing you today, and I've been talking for the past couple of days with you. But your mom told me this must be a miracle. Is that your feeling too?
Yes. Like it's definitely a miracle. It's not like it happened and I healed fast. It's like God gave me a second chance in life.
That's amazing. I'm so proud of you, Habibi. Okay, I have a different area that I hope I don't hurt your feelings by asking. Were you completely alone when this guy attacked you, or there were friends with you?
I had one friend with me, but everyone was leaving from the cafeteria and classes, so like there was a lot of people around. It was the people who was around me, they was just not my friend, but like everyone else. There was recording, was saying fight, were like tried to get attention or call it out.
So they were trying to help you from being attacked, or nobody helped you?
Nobody helped me.
Okay. And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about other school mates or classmates who did not come to rescue you in spite of that you needed their help?
I forgive them, but when I was in the hospital, like trying to like in my memory, like I was asking myself, why wouldn't they help me? if I was like, if I see one of my friends or one of my classmates get a fight like that, I would like be in the fight or like separate them while I like get a teacher or call it out.
So do you blame those boys and girls who did not come to your rescue?
The only person I blame is the one that fight me. I shouldn't like some kids, like I don't want no disrespect for them, but they like they come from different like areas from Nashville, where some fight one from like one area of Nashville you have humble neighborhoods, we'll call it that, where the other neighborhood you see like people shooting each other or fighting, we'll call it that every day. So it's like based on the backgrounds.
Yeah. That's so nice of you. You are so mature. I'm very, very proud of you. So not only you are forgiving the guy and not willing to fight him or anything, you are also not blaming those who may be around you, and you are putting the blame only on the person who harmed you. But let me ask you, do you have an advice? Let's say I am your classmate, I am a ninth grade, I'm being pushed or attacked or verbally abused. What would you do now you passed through this problem?
The first option is get a teacher. Like any classroom, just knock on the door, say someone's fighting outside. Like get adults involved. But if you're in like an area where there's no teacher, well, I heck out, just try to be in the middle, where try to like say please stop, or like try to break it.
Okay, I have since you are very, very mature and I'm very proud of you, do you have a message that you can say to the bully? What would you, if you were to meet this guy or any guy who bullies people, what would you tell him or her? Like, for example, a girl, some boys are picking on a girl and keep saying you are fat, you are ugly, you are a nerd, you are go back to your country, or I don't want to keep saying the verbal abuses. If you were to talk to these people, what would you tell them?
Honestly, I don't know much like the top of my head, but like my advice is like don't bother people to make yourself look good. Like maybe for yourself you look better, but like in other visions, like you don't look better at all. Like the person beside me, he think I look bad, but to me, like if I was the body, like the person beside me think I look bad, will big, will make myself look big, will call it out. But for me, I would think like, oh, I'm big. I will bother everyone that's smaller than me. Like he's 2 years like older than me. Like he should see like if someone's seeing a ninth grader go against the 11th grader, that makes him look bad like a lot for himself.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. But I want to say to every kid, whether or a parent of a bully kid, please make sure that the person who is bullying is being loved at home, cared for at home. Understand that violence and trying to mock or hurt the feelings of a smaller or younger or less powerful person, that does not give you any power, any fame, any prestige. You are the weaker person. Grow up and stop hurting people. And I tell all the Kevins of us, every Kevin, please listen to Kevin, because he's such a mature guy who is willing to accept what happened to him, move on, do not keep feeling bad about it, do not keep angry at the person or angry at the people. I know it's hard, but God is working amazingly with our friend Kevin, who is really a, looks like a grown-up man. He speaks like a Sunday school teacher. He's willing to give advices and not to be hurt and not to carry hate, because hate can destroy a person. Kevin, I would love that one time we meet, because you're really an amazing person, and I really am. I know we spoke several times the last few days, but this is the first time we really spend that much time together. So one day I have to learn more from you.
Thank you.
Regarding your Sunday school and church, as a ninth grade, you have a lot of pressures, right? You have the media, Instagram, phone, friends. How do you go about it to continue be a good person, and as you said, reading the Bible and praying?
Just like, if you see somebody that needs help, like, help them. Don't just look at him. Just, if you're driving with your parents or something, and you see a homeless, because you have two cents even in your pocket, that can help him a lot. But if you just look at him and just look away, that's like hurting his feelings. Like, he see they don't treat me like human.
I want to answer or bring one area that some people wrote. Someone wrote, as a parent, how can we help Kevin and his family? Is there, I mean, it seems you have a lot of people who are friends of you and family sent. Is there anything they can help in?
Honestly, it's just praying for us.
I love that answer. I have spoken to Diana, Kevin's mom, and I spoke to Kevin several times, and I can assure all of the listeners that God is taking care of them so much and so well, and you can see how beautiful Kevin's answers and maturity. It can tell you about the mom, the dad, and the brothers, and how beautiful their home is. But since I have you, I still want to learn one thing from you. For all the 9th, 10th, 8th grade, a lot of their times is busy using phone, social media, and Instagram. How do you go about that? How do you plan your day that you don't waste all your time in these things?
Honestly, if you join a sport, even if you're bad, at least you're doing something. Or look around your neighborhood. If you see a group of kids, you could can I play with you? Or can I play football or basketball? Don't just sit on your bed and look at TikToks, or just looking at a screen. There's no point. You're just wasting your life on it.
So the first thing you recommend is engaging in sports activities so you don't sit too long using your screen. Any other thoughts you can do?
You could pray with your family, and spend time with your family. Because when you get older, you have to pay, or if you move somewhere else, you have to travel to just look at your family.
So praying with your family, spending time with your family, sports, all of that, in your opinion, will help a person not to be troubled by social media. Okay. How about Friends, how I mean, I know you want to be good to everybody, but there are people who are not good friends or good influence. What do you do about it?
Honestly, just like try to find like humble, like if you go Sunday school, look for the kids that is humble, like they talk to each other, what it does. Some people, they have friends just to support each other, but they're not like friends. They don't like communicate or like to each other, what stuff like that.
So you have good friends, I guess.
Good friends, but the people that like need help, I don't like consider them as friends, but I treat them like a friend. Like if I see someone need help, I won't just say, okay, how was your day? Like I always say, how's your day? Would you talk to them?
Sorry, I missed the last sentence. Can you repeat it? When you said, if someone is not good, I will still be nice, I think, to them, but I didn't hear, the internet was weak.
Yeah. So I will like still be need help, I will help him. But I wouldn't just don't just leave him like struggle by himself. As in then, like if you see someone struggle, it makes you look like worse, or just like thinking, oh, he struggled. And if something happened to him in the future, you say, oh, I'm sad, I didn't help him when he was going through a tough time, or heck I don't.
Yeah. For those who are listening, the friends of Kevin, please feel free to send messages. You can use the QR code that was posted on CYC. We would love to hear your opinions. I want to just give an idea. If you are a parent and your child is the bully, no parents want to think that their child would bully another. But unfortunately, every kid who bullies has parents. The problem with these parents that usually they think, oh, their kid will never harm another. So please talk to your kids. Find out if they are kind to others. Find out if they are aggressive. Find out if they have hate. A lot of our kids, we think they are harmless to others. But remember, all these bullies who have hurt so many thousands of people came from homes, and usually they have parents. So I urge every parent, please talk to your kids, love them, find out if they are violent, if they are aggressive. Help your kid to understand what bullying is and why it is a big problem if he hurts somebody else. Help your child to understand that hurting another kid, that makes him a weaker, not a stronger person. That makes him a far less honorable person. Explain to your kids, please, that protecting the weak and the smaller is the Christ way. Because Christ have hugged the child when at that time the child was unimportant. Talk to your kids to be a positive role model to others, like how we see Kevin. He's such a great role model. Tell your kids how can they be and develop a new and constructive way of getting what they want without hurting people. Explain to them that being famous and strong does not make them harmful to people. You can be strong and you can be famous, but you need to be unique. You need to be you. I urge every parent and I urge every bully who is listening to me. You are the weakest when you think you can harm somebody else, but you will be stronger when you protect someone, when you stand by the weak, when you stand by the small, when you stand by the person who nobody cares about, because that's how Christ have done. Because actually, before I go on, Kevin, there is a question just came to you. Are you still going to go to the same school?
That I don't know 100%. But right now I will stay home for a little bit more. As in I know like when I go to school there'll be kids like they'll ask a lot of questions, especially like I had a friend, something happened to her where people ask why'd you let that happen? Where like people can be like harmed when they ask a question but they don't know, like they don't know it.
And are you afraid? That's another question came to you from another friend of yours. Are you afraid to go back to school? It seems some kids are listening to you and say, if this happened to me, I'm not going back to school. What do you say?
Don't be scared to go somewhere. As in, there's always someone with you. Like God is always with you. But don't be scared to something happen to you. Just like be like who you have with your surroundings. Like if you're around with like bad people, just be careful because other bad people will be with you. If you're good with good people will be with you.
Another friend of yours wrote, we love you, Kevin, and we love your faith. And I agree with them.
Thank you.
So coming back to the point about if you are a parent of a bully or you are a kid who is a bully, I want to tell you there are effective non-physical ways to be famous with and to be strong with. You don't need physical, you don't need verbal, you don't need to hurt others to be strong. Another point for those who are kids and their parents are the parents of a bully, you sometimes may have to get help for your kid if he is a very aggressive, violent, harmful person. Because the worst thing you want to do is what happened to a kid like Kevin, who really didn't do anything. Kevin, have you ever heard of the word cyberbullying?
Yes.
Tell us about it from your knowledge.
Cyberbullying is like someone like that judge you over like a picture you post or something. Or sometimes they take like a bad picture of you and they will blackmail you. Like they will say, do this or I will post that picture and show it to everyone. And like it's not hard to like avoid it. All you have to do is like block them, or like if they like bother you too much, just tell someone this person is bothering me, or tell the school. The school could like easily find who that is and ask them, why'd you do this with Kulida?
So just to add to this valuable information, cyberbullying means some guy who is behind the screen like me feels very strong and start writing very bad messages about a girl or about a boy, almost really putting her reputation in mud, really mocking her, hurting her, demeaning her. And all of a sudden, this girl want to commit suicide. You can't imagine the number of those people who were bullied and killed themselves because of cyberbullying, because they felt everybody knows about them and they feel very ashamed. Kevin, from my reading, and I want to ask you a question about that bullying can happen because of appearance. Somebody, for example, look fat, look short, hair is strange. Bullying, people are bullied because of their, for example, race or religion. Some people, they may be bullied because of their social status, or because of their sexual identity, or where they came from, which country, for example. Do you think you were any of that?
Like bullied on my race?
Were you bullied because, I mean, I don't see you fat or short or tall, or I mean, you look very handsome to me, but why did he pick on you? I mean, or he is going to pick on other people as well, and you happen to be in his way.
I think, I don't want to say that's the reason, but I think it's because like my humbleness. Like I'm like in school, I'm humble, and I like hang around with a small group. I don't like have a whole table groups with Koleda.
Yeah. Habibi, you are so wise. Believe me, you are much wiser than so many people.
Thank you.
And I really hope and pray people learn from you, not use you in any way, shape, or form, because you were picked upon because you were Christ. Christ was picked upon. Christ was bullied. Do you think what happened to him when he was in Pontius Pilate palace? That was basically bullying. They kept mocking him. They kept slapping on his face. They kept taking off his shirt. They kept telling him, if you are the Christ, tell us who hit you. And they kept spitting on him, removing, sort of pulling the hair of his beard. It was a lot of mocking, a lot of bullying. And to the extent someone hit him on his face. So every kid like you who is being bullied not because of any bad thing he or she had done is Christ. And that's why St. Paul in Romans says something very interesting. Why do you judge your brother, and why do you show contempt for your brother? We shall all stand before the judgment seat of Christ. It's a very good verse. I want to read it for you, and I want to take your opinion in it because you are very wise, Kevin. Why do you judge your brother? Why do you show contempt for your brother? We shall all stand before the judgment seat of Christ. Comment, please, Kevin.
Like what I think it means? Or
yes, please. Yes.
When he say brother, like I think he means like everyone, not just your family. And like when he say like why you judge him, like he's no different than you. Not because he look different or he has a different skin color or he has different parents. He's human like you.
I love you so much. I love the answer so much. I feel I'm speaking to Athanasius. Absolutely, you are absolutely correct. I want to repeat what you said again. So the brother is any person. It could be a brother or a sister. It could be someone related to your religion or not, somebody related to you in faith or not. Anyone could be your brother. But don't show contempt. Don't try to belittle. Don't try to harm your brother. Because at the end, all of us will stand before one judge, and he is going to judge us how we dealt with each other, how we helped or harmed each other. And in Kevin's case, I can't imagine a better person God will be in love with more than Kevin, because Kevin was Christ, who was attacked, harmed without any reason, exactly like Christ told them, why do you hit me? I have not done anything. He told that in front of, when he was being tried in front of Caiaphas. He told Pontius Pilate, you do not have authority over me. Although he looked so weak, but he was so strong. And that's why when you hear Kevin saying, at the end of the day, we need to love, we do not hate, but in the same time, we need to report, we need to reach out to a teacher or a police or someone higher. We need to help each other and protect the weak, because the weak is always Christ. So, Kevin, if you are not going to school in the coming weeks for any reason, how are you going to study so you don't lose 9th grade?
I have a teacher. She'll come to my house and she'll give me the work, and she tells me like she'll be like a teacher at school, but it'll be in my house.
Oh, beautiful. I'm glad you have that help. And I'm sure there is so many people in Nashville are willing to help you. It's an amazing area with so many churches, amazing priests and servants and families. How is the effect on the rest of the families in your churches?
Sorry, what do you mean by that?
In other words, how is the families in the rest of the churches helping you?
They visit me and they give me flowers. One of them they got me a cake. Where they've been and praying for me. They're like supporting me a lot. What could I have?
That's great. I'm so happy, and I must say I'm very grateful that you spent time with me today and with so many friends of yours. I'm sure this episode will reach out to many of your friends, and hopefully many people will learn from you and pray for you. And I would like you also to pray for all the people who may be not as strong as you, but unfortunately they are being bullied. What would you tell them? This is the final question.
Like the people that's like me that's getting bullied?
Yes, if they were bullied, what would you tell them? I want you to give the final advice to them.
Just it's it might be shy or at something at the first, but if you tell an adult, you get help a lot. Where if someone bothers you a lot, don't try hang around with people that's stronger than you, to scare them off. Just tell an adult, a teacher, a parent, anyone, and they'll it will be finished.
Excellent, thank you. I thought I'm going to finish, but I just received the question. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's a very long question, but a mom is saying, my kid was bullied in the church by being avoided. So in other words, what I was talking about, which is called social bullying, where groups of kids avoiding to include that person. The mom spoke to the kids. Unfortunately, nothing happened. She switched church, and still the girl, I believe that's the girl, she feels lonely. She's scared to communicate with others because they have been not kind with her. And at the end of the day, she doesn't want to go to church. Maybe I want to take your opinion first, what to do, and then I'll try to answer. So in summary, what do you tell the mom or the child who they felt that inside the church they are being socially bullied by not being accepted within a group? So a group of friends will say, no, you are not our friend. Don't be with us.
Honestly, just be yourself. It's not important to find friends. Oh, it's important, but it's not important to be a group, especially if they don't like you. So just sit by yourself, or do everything with yourself, and then someone will see you. Oh, she's humble. Or like she looked like a chill person, or like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Mm.
Again, you're proving your wisdom beyond your years. So I would advise the same, the mom and the kid. Please build the confidence of the girl. Make her understand that she is not missing anything. Make her be confident. Let her play sport. Let her play music. Let her be aware of things. Let her visit places and museums. Let her be well round person, because the more she's self-confident, the less she will feel harm by being avoided or left out or socially bullied. To tell you the truth, I don't know what to do about the churches, because the church should have been the hospital that all of us get together. But unfortunately, the church is like any piece of the world. The bullying that happened in school, unfortunately, as you can see, can happen even in the church. Because the church, we are a bunch of old sick people. We all need to be healed, and we come to the church as a hospital, as John Chrysostom said. So I think building her self-confidence, and as Kevin said, make her understand that she doesn't need friends to be always feels complete. She can feel complete or perfected by herself being confident, and hopefully she will find maybe one or two friends that they are good to her. Another question that came, Kevin, I just came to live, no? Oh, the person is saying, Kevin, you sound like a great kid. May God bless you and your family. Whoever didn't attend from the beginning can watch the episode. Okay, another question, Kevin. What's your family is doing for this boy? I mean, is he still attending the school?
The kid that was recording the fight, like his friend, he's still at the school. But how I'm not sure, but I think he's in juvie right now.
Okay. Personally, I'm not going to ask any questions about legal stuff, because this is not the forum for it. So whoever is writing me questions about that, I apologize. Neither Kevin or his mother or myself are going to discuss these questions. This is between his family only, and I don't think we as guests or friends, this is not in our business, in my opinion. I think our business is to be proud of our son and brother, Kevin. I think Kevin is an excellent role model for so many high school and junior high school kids who are afraid, feeling weak, and they want to fit in by trying to imitate people. As you can see, Kevin is standalone. Kevin is a voice in the wilderness. He's not scared. And even when he was harmed, that doesn't mean he is hurting people or want to attack people or want to get back to people. So I think that's where my opinion is. Please be careful of how this story is supposed to be. This is a story about the bravery of our son and brother Kevin. This is a story about how God helped him and his family to recover. And we are so, so, so grateful, Kevin, that you are in good health. We all praying for you to recover completely. And you are my guest anytime you wish to come, because to me, I personally learned a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kevin, and thank you for all of you. Hope to see you all in another episode of Family Matters. God bless. Thank you. Bye-bye.